What's going on, Lions fans? This is OMG's Lions Talk. I'm your boy, Mike Jones, and I just want to start off by wishing all the fathers a happy Father's Day. To all those dedicated fathers, stepfathers, those who have taken in others' kids like they're their own, because it takes a lot, okay? But we have a special Father's Day discussion here today. So I'm going to start off by introducing my guests this evening. First, we have my buddies Jim and Tim from Lions on the Prowl. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, not much. How's it going, Mike?
What's up, man?
Hey.
It's going to be a good night. It's
Yes,
going to be
it
some
will.
fun, man.
Oh yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm pumped up for this, man. So yeah. And also I have Luke G from Luke G's Field Review. What's up, Luke?
Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Who? I don't really know Mike Jones. What's going on, Mike, man? We ready to do this, man. I'm ready to do it, bro. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, man. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. Also here, he is originally a New England Patriots fan, but I think he's warmed up to the Lions just a little bit. We got the Coach Hook Cam in the building. What's up, Hook?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me on. I'm fired up. Anytime I get to hang out and talk football with my Detroit guys, I get a different level of excited. So thanks for having me on. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Let's get after this one.
Happy Father's Day. Yeah. And last but certainly not least, we got a guy who is fresh off his high school graduation. Okay.
I know. Congratulations.
Congrats. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I seen it. But without a doubt, he is one of the most hardest working YouTubers around. We can no longer call this man a kid. This man's a boy, Damon. No,
That's right. That's right.
But we got Dose of Dion. What's up, Dion?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me, y'all. I'm excited to be here. Another live stream, man. I love doing these with you guys, getting to talk to some of you guys. So this should be fun. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Ready to get it started.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah. So let's just jump right into these questions, man. So first question: what type of effect do you think a 2-game preseason is gonna have, not only on the rookies but the free agents? And I'm gonna start this off with the Coach Hook Cam. What you think about that, man?
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one, and I've thought a lot about this because I coach high school ball now, and it's tough for us. You can only do, obviously all these guys are going to be they're going to be on Zoom meetings. They're going to be trying to learn the playbook. They're going to do everything they can to be as ready to roll as possible. But it's just not the same as being on the field, getting live reps, being able to get coached up, that hands-on stuff that rookies really need to go and have a successful rookie year. So I think that we're not going to see a lot of rookies play as much as we usually would. I don't think that we're going to see the guys really jump onto the scene as usual. I think that maybe quarterbacks, rookie Qs are going to be having a tough time adjusting to everything because it's going to go from 0 to 100 really quick. I mean, you got to think, if you're a rookie, if you're Joe Burrow, walking into the building day one and you've got, a month to get ready for the NFL, it's going to be tough. So I think that we're going to see a little bit of a drop off in play, especially from rookies. It's going to be tough to get those guys acclimated. Once the season starts going, I think that it'll be a little bit better. But for the most part, I think it's going to be a slow start. But it'll be really interesting to see how everybody ends up after this mess we got going on.
Okay, right. Yeah, man. That's what I'm fearing, man. It's going to be a hard adjustment for them. I'm telling you. Dion, what you think about this, man?
Yeah, I think it's strange. I think some guys I think this could really affect is those undrafted free agents. Those guys that are really going to be on the roster bubble that are just trying to make any team they can. There's probably a couple things that each team thinks that maybe they can get out of them, trying to bring those guys in, hoping that they can show them something to potentially make the team. Having two less games is two less games of opportunity to prove yourself. Try to find a spot. So it's going to be tough for some of those guys, all the roster bubble players for sure. But definitely those undrafted free agents stick out to me, because those are the guys that already have a long shot. And when you get less time to be on the field and really prove yourself and everything's virtual, I think it's really tough for those guys.
Yeah, I do too, man. I really wish that they would extend the rosters to more than 55 because I just feel like it's going to be a lot of guys who are going to get cut or get left out, man, who just deserve to make the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one, man. But what you think about that, Luke?
Well, first of all, I think Cam on to something. But our number one pick better be on the field. You don't take no corner third overall and he ain't on the field. So I I'm with Cam that you're not gonna see a lot of rookies out there, but that one is gonna have to be out there. You a top 3 pick, you gotta be on the field.
Yeah.
Right.
But and then with Deion, he's right about those undrafted free agents. But like I think with the biggest thing that I think that's gonna have the effect is that brotherhood, that being able to be around that person, y'all spending time together, getting a feel for each other's attitude, that's gonna be missed. And plus chemistry. People don't realize this, but it's a lot of timing. I know that Stafford has worked out with a few different receivers and the running backs, but it's not the same as doing it all together. You know, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's and the best way I can explain it is like it's like a bobsledding team. One part of that is off, and that thing ain't going the way it's supposed to. So you got to make sure that each part works. And so to me, I see that being an issue for the rookies. For the free agents, it just make the effect it's gonna have on them is teams aren't going to be so quick to bring free agents in. They just gonna ride with what they got on the roster. So whatever is still out there, they're going to be getting picked up in case of emergency when breaking glass. So I think that's how it affects the free agent market.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. Jim, what's your take on this, man?
Hey, I think it's going to be a problem too. And I think that, like Hook Cam said, the rookies might be an issue, but man, we got a new defensive coordinator too. So not that he may be much different because of Patricia and stuff like that, but still you got to get acclimated to the new voice in the room and things like that. And it's been difficult over Zoom. It's hard to get that feel for your players and the work ethic and all that other stuff. So I think there's going to be a lot of things that are different for us, but I also think that it's the same for every team. So I don't know whether there's an advantage or disadvantage. I think the advantage is for teams that have a lot of returning players. And we've had a lot of turnover. So I think that's a difficult thing for us as well.
Yeah. I agree.
Tim? Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's definitely going to have effect on your preparedness when the season finally starts, because the quick starters, the people that learn things quick and can fit in quick, they're going to be all right, I think. But the people that's are newer, the rookies, and also the free agents and stuff, and the deal with the new defense coordinator, I think it's really going to affect the play probably in like the first couple games.
Right. I agree. It's just hard. Man. It's going to be hard for new players and rookies to really get adjusted to a team. I mean, I just don't see how virtual workouts is really going to benefit. I mean, maybe because you get to see the film and you kind of can get an idea, but until you get on the field, until you actually doing those things, it's just not going to be first reaction. Natural reaction is to do those things and to be in the spots you're supposed to be in, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%. It's going to be it's tough to translate that Zoom meeting, that virtual, watching film to the field when you're not able to do it. I mean, a lot of these guys in college, especially for first round guys, and it's different in the NFL because they're so talented, but there still might be stuff technique wise that coaches want to fix, stuff that they were able to get away with in college, but when you're going up against an NFL level receiver that you're not going to be able to get away with. There's a lot of stuff like that happens in the NFL that maybe we don't see as much, but that coaches definitely see. So it'll be really interesting to see how many rookies are able to come in and make an impact early.
Yeah.
But let's be clear, Cam.
What's up?
The Detroit Lions number 1 pick has to be one of the rookies. I do not want. Listen, I'm telling y'all right now. This is coming right out the horse's mouth. I am not making no excuses.
No way. No, I agree.
No excuse. You took somebody 3rd overall. That's exactly what I'm expecting. You need to come in ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And I ain't making no excuses. So if he's not playing, I'm just gonna put this out there. We need to start figuring out who the next GM and head coach is, because I don't know how you can do this.
Right. No, I agree.
Hey, I saw something. I don't know if it's true or not. Is it true that like for future years it could be 3-game preseasons? Like that's like the actual thing. That's not.
Well, here's what they're talking. They're talking about. It's like, okay. So this is the thing. we all know that they want to make the season longer, and so one of their reasons for making the season longer is, we'll take off a game or two in the preseason. Well, coronavirus just gave them a chance to test that out without having fans get mad.
Yep.
So if this 2 games thing work out well and the competition level is still high, I expect them to leave it at 2 games. If it does not work out well, then they will have it where it's 3 games, where you would have the 1 game to see what the rookies can do. Your dress rehearsal will still be game 2, and then that 3rd game would be for those guys on the bubble to prove themselves. So what you heard, yes, that is a real thing that they have been discussing, as well as increasing the roster just a little bit, or at least the practice squad, I should say.
Good point.
Right. I mean, I really think that they should extend the roster to 60. I mean, if you're not going to have that much time, that, you know what I'm saying, to really see these guys on the field, and how you going to be able to make an evaluation, and, you know, a real one, you know what I'm saying, unless you extend the roster size, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I completely agree. You got to extend the roster size. Not only that, but it's like you don't know what's going to happen to these dudes who haven't really been able to get on the field and work their football. You know what I mean? Like, get into football mode. You don't know what's going to happen. Somebody could be out there and, you know, God forbid, roll an ankle or something, or even worse. You got to have guys ready to go. You have to extend the roster.
Right.
I completely agree with you.
Also, there's people getting corona, like was reported. Dallas and Houston. What happens if some of your players start going down to that and need to be isolated for a
few? Dude, Texas had 13 new cases. Clemson had like 15 plus. I heard Arians was thinking about just signing a quarterback and keeping him at home, just like so that he's ready to go. He's on the roster, he's ready to roll, but he's like basically in quarantine. That way, if anybody does get corona, you send them into quarantine and bring back the other quarterback. I don't know. It's really interesting to see how this whole thing is going to get handled by coaches and GMs in the league.
You know what's intriguing about that though? Like, what if they really did do that? Like, if a bunch of teams just started signing players and being like, you can't go nowhere but be in the house. Like, if I was that player that they told me I couldn't go nowhere for a whole football season but stay in the house, I'd be like, so I sit my ass in the house, work out when I want to in the house, come into meetings and go right back in the house. You know how much money they make and just sit in the house? That's crazy.
I'd sign up for that.
Know what I would do?
Yeah, me too.
That'll be Cam Newton.
Here's what I do. I would not just get a player and quarantine them. I'd get a squad and quarantine them. And that way they could be working out, stay in game shape.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So, man, I mean,
I think they handled it wrong in the first place. I think what teams should have did was, when they opened facilities back up, they should have had everybody get rapid testing, brought them in the facility, and they should have just did a complete lock-in, created the camp in your facility where you control the environment. They got top-end chefs that cook food for them that they could have paid to stay in there.
Right.
So
it's a good idea.
That's true. Right. Because my old boss, actually, from Albion College, I worked for Bon Appetit, and the executive chef, he went to become the head chef of the Alabama Crimson Tide football team. So
that's pretty sweet.
Wow. Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, man.
Wait. Did you say you work for Bon Appetit?
I used to. Yep.
So you know how to cook?
Yeah, man, I'm a sous chef, man.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
all right. So when the zombie apocalypse comes, I need to get to you. All right, cool.
Exactly. Hey, that's why you gotta be on the lookout. That's why that cooking with OMG is coming on when football season start. I'm gonna be out there tailgating Eastern Market, man. We're gonna do it big, man. Yeah. Me and Ollie. Oh yeah. That's coming. But let's get on to this. This actually the second part of this question, man. What about year 2 players looking to take the next step in year 2, like TJ Hawkinson, Jelani Tavahi, Will Harris? How do you think this affects their development? Tim?
I think it's going to really it's going to hamper it, because when you're not able to really practice and fine-tune your skills like you need to, it's going to show on the field. Hopefully they'll be able to remember a lot of stuff that they did during the season. But I think you're going to see like maybe a slower start this year from them, but hopefully they'll pick up later on in the year.
Yeah.
Hopefully they
I
pick
mean,
up right away. But as far as if I look at it logically, it will be probably slower start and then picking up.
right. I mean, I feel like we kind of in a place where we level with everybody else. Like everybody else is getting that fresh start. So really, only the veteran teams who don't really have a lot of new additions are gonna have the advantage. Really, I think everybody's kind of gonna be on that same playing field. But how do you feel about that, Jim?
I think offensive side of the ball has a little bit of an advantage because you still have Darrell Bevell as offensive coordinator. You've been under him for a year. We're talking about TJ Hawkinson. I was here and he's still rehabbing just a little bit from that ankle injury. So I don't know about anything hindering taking the next step. A lot of times you can put in you'll be able to put in and implement an offense and stuff like that, especially people have been in it already. And put in more of the offense a second year if you're but the defensive guys, not that it's going to make a huge difference that Corey Unland's the defensive coordinator, because I think we all know that. I think Patricia's still going to be making the calls there, but
right,
it does stunt growth a little bit. Number one, because you got to get used to the new voice, which I think is important, and also you got to get used to the whatever he's coming in with and whatever he's going to emphasize, because he's going to emphasize different things over the Crypt Keeper that we had last year.
right. So, he's somewhere taking a nap right now.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, can't argue with you there. Luke G, what you feel, man?
I mean, I know everybody's going to talk about how it's going to hinder them, but even in Jim's example, he make a very good point about him still rehabbing from an injury. If he's not being forced to come back too soon and allow that thing to have more time to heal without putting pressure on it, that's a good thing. But truthfully, for the year two guys, TJ Hawkinson hamperment ain't going to come from a short off season or preseason games missing. It's gonna come from if the offensive coordinator use him. Like this is the thing. Right. The offensive coordinator has to be the one to use him. If he's not using them, that's what's gonna hamper him. Jelani Tavai and Jared Davis, y'all year 2 into this. Well, year 3 into this. To that back. Jared Davis is 3 years into it. Jelani Tavai is going to his second year. But if y'all don't know this system by 9, then why are y'all on this team? Like I'm not like, listen, it's Father's Day. I'm happy and proud, and right now I'm not with the excuses. So to me, if they are hampered by this, then y'all probably weren't meant to be on this team in the first place. You just shouldn't have been here. Other year 2 players at cornerback, like Amani Oruwariye, I can see him being hampered because where did he get his reps from?
Right.
But he should still know this system too. So again, if they go into this year and they don't know the system, shame on them. This shorter preseason shouldn't have no effect on them. They should know this stuff, the terminology and stuff. It ain't changed that much.
Right. Yeah. You harsh, Luke. Luke, I don't want to hear nothing.
I don't want no excuses, man. I'm done with excuses. Right. The excuses out the door now.
Right. No, I feel you. It's year 3, right? You're like, look, I don't want to hear your legs sore, your arms sore. Nope. I don't want to hear none of that. You have time to lift weights. Right. That remind me.
I don't know if everybody ever seen this movie called Major Payne. You ever see this movie called Major Payne? And do you remember when the guy when the little boy was tired and he said, I think I hurt my foot, and he was like, if you want sympathy, look it up between shit and syphilis in the dictionary. That's how I feel about it.
Oh, what a movie.
Okay. Wow. Man, we good to know that how you really feel, Luke. Good to know.
Yeah.
Man, he ain't playing. Dion, what's your take on it?
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, this is kind of weird after what Luke just said. Well, I was going to talk about,
don't blame me, Dion. Don't blame me.
Luke make you feel funny about having some sympathy, don't he?
Yeah, man. I was like, okay. No, like, because I was thinking about the year 2 players. Like, well, if anybody, is still trying to catch on to things, I think the Lions prepared themselves well with all the mentors by position. I mean, you think Jelani Tavai linebacker, you brought in Collins, Will Harris, you brought in Harmon, you brought in a lot of mentors that are prepared for this defense and kind of what Matt Patricia is looking for to help some of those guys that are trying to next step. But so that was going to be my point. But I guess they should be good to go. So. But no.
Yeah, they got. Hey, it's go time. It's go time. It's go time. Ain't no need. Listen, ain't no need for no excuses. Listen, you in it. It's the second year that that's like the first time you ever drive a car. The second time should be better than the first time. If it's not, then you need to just quit driving. It's over. Like, it's what it is.
Right. No, I feel you. Yeah. Hook Cam, man. What's your take on this, man, on the second-year players, man?
Yeah, shocker, I'm pretty much in line with what Luke has to say. If you're
Luke.
Yeah, if you like, that's the thing though. Like with a lot of these rooks, it's like, or guys who are going into their second year, you have to have a good grasp on that system going into that second year. That's why I think you see that big jump for some guys is that, okay, hey, I know what coach wants when we're calling this, or I know in short yardage when we're trying to run like our stick concept, I know exactly what he wants me to go with. Their chemistry's there, everything's there. I still think that guys are going to get off to a slow start just because they're not on the field, but I don't really think that there's a ton of excuses in terms of like, they weren't allowed, maybe they weren't around, maybe they don't know the system as well. Because unless there's something major that's going to be changed, which really isn't the case for the Lion. Yeah, there's a new DC, but it's still going to be Patricia's system. Maybe in terms of aggressiveness, that could be something that changes. Obviously there'll probably be new blitz packages, new new coverage stuff that they're trying to do in terms of trying to window dress it. But offensively, like, dude, nothing's changing. It's still Bevel. You still know what he wants to do. So I don't think that you'll see. But that being said, I don't think that there's going to be like a drop off from these guys. I think that the guys who you picked out specifically, like Hawkinson, was on pace for some records as a rook. I think that he is going to be right in that same boat coming out of the gate next year. Tavai, I'm not 100% sure in terms of. I mean, he got a ton of play time though, from what I remember watching.
Oh yeah.
I think that he's going to be ready to roll. Those dudes, if they buy into that system, they trust their coach, they trust everything that's going on, they'll be ready to roll once the season rolls around. I completely believe that.
Okay, what Tom Brady say? Tom Brady say, "What's the point of me quitting right now when I got all the answers to the test?"
Yeah,
that's
right. Man, listen, I seen a video. Okay, I almost had a heart attack. I seen a video from DetroitLions.com, right? And they put out and I'm looking. I'm like, why is fans at the practice facility? I know there ain't no fan at the practice facility, and it was a video from last year, right? But it was Kenny Galladay catching a touchdown pass. I know some of y'all might have seen it. And Hockenson went up about 3 feet in the air and did a back-to-back bump with him. I'm like, Hockenson! I'm like, no, what are you doing? I'm like, but then, I was like, oh my God. But then I calmed down because then I looked like seeing fans, and I'm like, this gotta be from last year because I know they ain't sneaking people in to the, to Allen Park. So yeah, man, I almost lost my mind when I seen Hockenson going 3 feet up in the air, back bumping Kenny Galladay. Oh my God. Yeah, man, I almost lost my soul.
Listen, as long as they are doing promotion, like I swear, like they need to reach out to us and be like, do y'all want to be a part of our video production? Because we can make a better interactive moment than what they doing over there. They have no inspiration when it comes to their YouTube channel. I'm not even a Arizona Cardinals fan, but I watch all their YouTube videos because I'm like, it's so entertaining. They got a good one. Right. Jacksonville got a good one. Even Minnesota got a good one. They YouTube channel, they do breakdowns of games. It's like we don't do none of that. It's all interviews, and they got to step it up on their end with that YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit them up then. We all need to hit them up then.
They need to hire you, Luke.
Mm-hmm. Hey, they don't want me on there. Hey, listen, if they hire me, you think I got haters now? People gonna kill
He's
themselves.
gonna be there for a week before he gets into it with Patricia.
Right.
You're right.
Oh yeah. I can see it too, man.
I can see Patricia. Sit up in your seat, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Let's get on to the second question, man. Who do you think will lead the Lions in sacks this year? Will it be Jamie Collins? Will it be Trey Flowers? The rookie Julian Okwara? Or do you think it'd be someone else? Dion, what do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I was looking at these 3 players he named. I didn't really think of anyone else outside of that may lead it. I think Romeo might surprise some people, but for me, I got to go with Trey Flowers, and that seems like the easy answer. But when I look at it, I think Jamie Collins, he's had his best sack years with New England, and I think schematically he'll fit a little better. But they blitz more than we do, and from what I've seen for the first 2 years, we don't blitz a lot. I think we may blitz more next year, and he may get more involved in that role. But I think Julian's going to be a guy that's coming a ton, so he could definitely lead that because like Devon Kennard kind of numbers. But I don't know if he'll have that same production right away. So I'm going to go with Trey Flowers. I think Shelton, I think those guys help open up Flowers. I think Flowers may have the most sacks he has in a year next year. He's never had double digit before. I don't know if he'll get there, but I think he'll have the most. I think it's going to be pretty spread out. So I'll go with Trey Flowers. I'll go with Trey Flowers. Julian Okwara probably second out of those guys. I don't think Collins getting tons of sacks.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Jim, what do you think about this, man? Who do you think won't have the most sacks this year?
Well, Dion stole my answer, so shame on you, man.
I'm sorry.
Look, Dion messing everybody up, man. I see what he's doing out here in these streets.
No, I got Trey Flowers as well. I think Trey Flowers was hurt a lot last year, that shoulder injury, and just messed him up last year. And as the season went on and he seemed to become a little more healthy, he started stepping up. I think that, like Danny Shelton, exactly like Deion said, is going to open him up a little bit more. The better linebacking play might open him up a little more, and I think you're going to see double digits from him.
Okay. I like it. Tim,
Okay.
who you got?
I honestly had this answer before Dion. Okay, but yeah, Trey Flowers. I think he really needs to prove himself. As far as for what we paid him, and I think we're going to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with Trey Flowers.
Yeah. He seems to be the popular pick. I think it's because you get 5-year, $90 million contract. We want to see something. We just gave that to Javion Clowney, But Luke, what you think, man? Who gonna lead us?
I'm going to tell you why they all wrong, okay? And I'm going to tell you why they all wrong. I think that the Lions are not done making moves. I think that they add another person in free agency. I got a few people in mind. Maybe Golden. Maybe they wait to see some people getting cut who want to bubble for some of these other teams. Maybe Marcellus Whitley could be probably had in the trade. They got at least 1 to 2 more moves coming to add to this defense. I think the person who leads us in sacks is not even on our team right now.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I think they're not on our team right now. I think they're going to genuinely try to find more help. I don't think they're going to just stuck. Because if you think about it right now, look at the lineup right now. If you got Jamie Collins at the outside, inside is Jelani Tavai, Davis, and then Julian Okwara. Who behind them?
Right.
So to me, I don't think he's done. I think he's just waiting to see who get dropped.
Right. I feel you, man. I just did a video that was edited by my cousin Ali. I don't know if y'all know that, but the O in OMG, it stands for Ali, and that's my cousin. That's my first cousin. I just did a video I dropped today. It says I still want a situational edge rusher, and I believe I believe it's either going to be Deshaun Hand, who I think a lot of people didn't forgot about because he was injured. But
they probably should forget about him though.
No, Deshaun, listen, see, Luke, we about to get into another debate, Luke. Honestly, I think Deshaun Hand is our best defensive tackle. I
agree with that.
Most talented, and I think he's our best defensive tackle. And I hope he's healthy because I like you said, I ain't got no excuses for him either. So,
well, that's why I say you got to keep in mind he ain't been healthy lately. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but man, it better he better get healthy.
I got a question for like you guys because obviously I'm not as up to date with Lions news. Are they like in the running at all for like Everson Griffin's still a free agent? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
And so is Jadeveon Clowney, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
You bring either of those cats on, and that changes this defense.
Right.
If you can, like, imagine if you bring on a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, and you put him like Pete Carroll's 3. He runs a 4-3, so it'd be a little bit different. Jadeveon Clowney's so athletic, it doesn't matter what he plays though. And like you bring Jadeveon Clowney in, and you can like pressure, bring heat, and scheme it up so he's 1-on-1 with tackles like that. That's a pretty filthy front seven. If you could bring one of those two cats on, that would be insane. So
Right.
I mean,
right.
that would be cool. But of the three guys, I haven't answered this question yet, so I guess I'll hop in here. I would think Trey Flowers as well. Like I said, it depends on what the philosophy is when you're trying to obviously bring pressure. But like you're just trying to get, in my eyes, I was always a fan of let's try and get our best guy in a one-on-one situation. And Trey Flowers has done well. His best season in New England with Patricia was only like 6.5 sacks, but that was also, I think, his second year in the league. He hadn't truly come onto the scene yet. So I think that you're going to try and scheme him up to get one-on-one situation as much as possible. That would be my answer to this. But once again, Luke, shocker. That's very interesting. That point that you bring up, I would not be surprised to see the Lions make a move, especially with those cats out there. Do the Lions still have cap space?
They have a ton of cap space. And that's what's crazy about it.
Well, I don't know if they have a ton, but they have
No, they do. They still almost at like 29 million, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I checked, they said they were almost at 29 million, and that's with us having more than.
They still got to pay the draft picks, though, right?
No, they paid them.
They paid two of them.
They paid two.
Yeah, but that money is already subtracted from the cap anyway. That's what I'm saying. That money is already out. This is why I'm shocked by it. Think about it. They have money to blow, but yet they have not signed Kenny Galladay yet. Why? Because they're trying to save enough money so they got a move that they can't pass on, they can make it. That's what this is.
Hey,
What's
Luke,
Kenny Galladay going to make? Like, what do you think his contract's going to bring in?
Who, Kenny?
Yeah, like what kind of contract is he going to sign?
I think between 6 to 17 million a season.
Wow.
16 to 17 million. Yeah. I think because you got to think
that's about right.
You got to think Marvin Jones going to be off the books. So whatever they pay him, it ain't going to be a full setback because they going to just try to grab them another receiver in free agency or draft next year. So he'll be their highest paid receiver, as he should be, and it won't be no problem.
I did a video on this today about Kenny Galladay and why I don't think he's getting paid right now. I think they're waiting to see what's going to happen with the coronavirus. I think they're waiting to see what the cap's going to be because I've heard the cap may flatten out or even go down. So there's so much uncertainty with where the money's going to go that making a long-term commitment to anybody right now is going to be difficult.
Good point.
Yeah. I mean, but you kind of the veteran players though, kind of those middle, kind of like the late 20s. You know what you're gonna get from them, So I feel like them and a little bit older players that are still healthy. I mean, those are players that you should go and get if they're still on the market because you already know what they can do because there's already proof out there. So, yeah.
That's really interesting that the Lions have that much cap. Dude, this coronavirus has just stopped everything. It sucks. Absolutely sucks. Because you could be actually seeing where these guys, where their mind's at. Tough. But anyway, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt the conversation with that.
No, you good. You're good. That because you ain't lying. That COVID-19 don't gave everybody convenient excuses.
Just halted everything.
Right.
I mean,
it did. And then you also got to consider how much cap space do you put into somebody? What kind of a structure of a deal? Now you're going to have to structure your deals a little bit differently now. Yeah. And so there's talk there may not even be a season. Yeah. So what happens then?
Has KG as KG voiced that he wants to come back and he wants to be a Lion for a while, or is that kind of up in the air?
I haven't heard nothing.
He's been quiet. He's been quiet.
He's been real quiet.
That's interesting to me. That's interesting. He's a hell of a receiver. I just got through making a video on him too. but that dude's legit. I mean, from the film that I watched, that kid is very, very talented. So if there's a receiver to go and pay and get Matt Stafford some legit help, he's definitely one of those guys. And man, they got some cap space to make some moves, man. I'm telling you. I tell you what, I made that why the Lions are going to be a force in the NFC North, why they'll win the NFC North, whatever. People were calling. I have so many comments on that video being like, you're delusional. And I'm just like, you guys wait. You guys wait, because they got cap space to make. They got cap space to go and make some moves. They're primed right now to go and have a season where they really pop off. So I'm interested right now, man. I think that it's going to be a positive year for Detroit. Although this is my first year being like a Lions fan, so I don't know. I'm a young buck right now.
You're a Lions fan. It's all right.
You can openly admit it.
Don't try to high around it. You on the bus now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get hurt. I am ready to get hurt, guys.
Hey, join the team, because we are broke city over here.
I think an interesting thing that when you guys are talking about Kenny Galladay and that extension, I think because of that reason, I don't know if the Lions will go sign a guy like Clowney, because I feel like Clowney will be a move that's multi-year. Like, I think if you look at like a Griffin or something like that, you guys are talking about, I could see that being like a 2-year deal, because he's a veteran. You don't want to give him until he's 35. But I have concerns. Like, I don't know if the Lions are going to want to put 2 big contracts on 2 pass rushers in the defense that they run. I just don't know.
Yeah.
You have to pay Kenny Galladay, potentially Taylor Decker. I don't know if they're going to want to put a big contract out, not knowing their future.
Right. I mean, I don't see why. I just don't see them spending a lot of money on the pass rusher, because we already got Trey Flowers and we already got Julian Okwara. So all we need is a situational guy.
Yeah.
So like Marcus Golden, for instance, they put a second-year tender on him.
Yeah.
And only thing he does is rush the passer. He don't do nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So
didn't he have a good season in New York too? Like, he had a solid season, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 10 sacks.
Yeah, so
that's the dude you got to make a move for, man.
Mm-hmm. Right, he second rounder. I'll give up a second round pick. He's like 24, 25. Like,
is he a free agent or is he in New York?
He's a free agent.
Is he?
No, he's a free agent.
Oh, is he?
Go get
but
that.
even if he wasn't a free agent, you give up a second round pick for him. If you was my GM, I'll fire you, because that's ridiculous. You got to listen. For a second round pick for a situational pass rusher? Nah, the devil's a liar. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm sure you can work them. Listen, man, you know how the New York Giants beat the New England Patriots in Super Bowls? Because they had pass rushers. They had 4 of them.
You're right. They had OC. They had Justin Tuck. They had Michael Strahan. They had some dogs up front.
Savage.
So they had Chris Canty. I mean, they had a lot of people. So it's like you can never have too many pass rushers, man. Like, never. That's something that you can never have. That's like good receivers or something like that, man. You can't never have.
Could you imagine it? Could you imagine if one of our pass rushers ran a 4.38 and was 6'4", 240? just thought I'd put that out there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I wanted them too, man. Okay, I wanted them too.
I'm just saying. Like I'm waiting on Lions fans to tell me who is the guy when we go up against these mobile quarterbacks. Who's the guy that's spying them and catching them? Who's that guy?
Yeah,
Collins.
Yeah, Jamie Collins is athletic as hell, but it's like passed up on Isaiah Simmons. I mean, I don't know. Get into that. That's a rabbit hole that I don't know if we want to go. Hey, I'm ready to get hurt. Lions already hurt me with that, so I'm pace, guys.
Welcome.
My heart's still healing from that. And that's why I'm on Luke's team when it comes to that Okuda. He better be Deion freaking Sanders, man. I'm telling you right now, he better be shut down, locked down. I don't even care about Trufant guarding the best. I want him to guard our best receiver. Every single play.
What's up?
Hey, isn't that kind of the New England way, though? Is to set up your back, your corners and your safeties, like that. I mean, isn't that kind of the same thing there?
You know what's really interesting is that that you're 100% right. That is, but it hasn't been like that forever. So, like, and just to go on like a little Patriots rant here, bear with me. in the early, like the first 3 Super Bowls they won, they had Ty Law, Lori Malloy was there for one, but they had a really, really good defensive backfield. And then once they broke through to like 2007 to 2013-ish, they really didn't have that true, like, number one, he's going to lock up and he's going to take whoever the best matchup is, until they signed Darrelle Revis. And with those years in between that Darrelle Revis and Ty Law era, there, like I said, there wasn't a ton of defensive backs, and I felt like they really tried to put the emphasis of that defense more on their linebacking core and their defensive line, which personally, like, you can go and win like that. Look at what the Chiefs did this year. Like, name me the Chiefs' number one corner. It'll take some digging. But you look at what New England did, in Super Bowl 53, and once they signed Darrelle Revis, Stephon Gilmore comes on, they really started to build their defense around those defensive backs. And that is kind of the their way of doing things now, is that being able to lock up Stephon Gilmore's the guy right now. Hey, we're going to lock up, and he's going to take away your best receiver. You're going to have to go elsewhere. And then, whoever else is, like Stephon Gilmore, when they play the Chiefs, he's not going to be matched up with Tyreek. He's going to match up with Sammy Watkins, and they're going to bracket Tyreek Hill. They're going to bracket Tyreek with J.C. Jackson, and they're going to take Devin McCourty over the top. So that is kind of how the Pats do things, in terms of kind of building, defensive back up in terms of their defense. Right. Now, there's a lot schematically that goes into that as well. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole too much, but you're going to have to bring pressure. And that, you look at how the Chiefs won it last year. They won the Super Bowl because on third down and in critical situations, they brought fire zones, they brought pressure, they were trying to confuse quarterbacks. That's how I believe defenses should be run. I'm all about bringing pressure on third down, get that quarterback off his spot, and let's bring some heat.
But Cam, you left out the other part of it. New England ain't drafting no damn cornerback to do all that. They're not. They're getting them in free agency, and the ones that they are drafting, the Joe Wines that they drafted, the other dude, Eric Rowe, not Eric Rowe. What the hell's the damn dude name? Logan Ryan, J.C. Jackson. Yeah, all those guys that they drafted, they was like placement holders. They weren't even like on the field for real. Like, they was just placement holders, and they was like trading out of the first round to do this. And I'm just saying, they usually get their guys in free agency. Now, apparently, we didn't get that memo because we don't believe in taking the talent. But I swear, man, I'm just hoping that I'm wrong on this. I feel like.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like, I think that the Belichick way of thought is, why am I going to go and take a chance? Like, when you're drafting a guy, you're taking a chance. You're hoping that he's going to live up to everything you think. But at the end of the day, you're still taking a shot that this kid's going to be able to play in the bigs. When you look at free agency, and it's like, you look at New England with their move with Darrelle Revis, New England with their move with Stephon Gilmore. It's like, those two have been their number one corners. Obviously, Darrelle Revis was a number of years ago, but those were patented corners who you knew were going to be able to lock down their number one matchup. You knew they were going to be able to do that. So when you go, and that again, Luke and OMG and everybody who was kind of on the same boat, that was my problem with the Lions taking Okudah at 3. Yes, he looks great on the stat sheet. He looks great in running his 40. He looks good in a number of ways. But at the end of the day, you're still taking it. You're still rolling the dice, hoping this kid's going to be able to play in the bigs. And as much as ESPN and PFF and all those guys want to break down and tell me that he can, dude, when this kid lines up against Devontae Adams, week whatever, you better hope that he's ready to roll. Because if he's not, he's going to get exposed within 2 downs. So at the end of the day, you're taking a shot. And again, like Luke, I think you say this all the time too. I really hope that I'm wrong. I hope that he locks down Devontae Adams. He's locking down receivers in the league, and that I eat my words. I really do, because I want to see this kid be successful. But that's just my thought process when it comes to drafting secondary. So I feel like I've been talking forever. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you good. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to the people that's listening, man. Kyle Webb, thank you for joining us. I'm happy you could be here. Eddie, salute to you. DM or D Map Zoom. Thank you could be here. From OMG, Ali Mitchell. He watching us, man. Alex, I can't pronounce the rest of your name, but Alex, and Panda. That's hey, Luke, you watched that movie, Luke. Don't act like you ain't watched it. Don't act like
I ain't
like
said
a pet
nothing.
stew. Don't act like you ain't like
Hey, bro,
hey, you watched
I
it.
ain't said nothing. I sure have seen that.
Yeah, I seen it actually yesterday. Anyways, those are who else we got in here? We got somebody else here. Fashion, my boy Fashion.
The man.
Oh, okay, yeah. And my boy Fashion, man. I just want to shout y'all out real quick, man. And Super Flames is also in here watching today, man. So shout out to y'all, man. Thank you for watching. But let's get into this last question here, man. Now, before I start, I know y'all gonna probably start rolling your head like, please, or rolling out like, please don't. You know what I'm saying? But listen, okay, this is a hypothetical question, okay? Knock on wood. Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I'm knocking on wood.
I knocked.
Okay. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. Let's say hypothetically. Okay. Matt Stafford. Oh God. Matt Stafford suffers an injury before the start of the season. That is not season ending, but he will be sidelined until, let's say, week 9, right? Do you pick up the phone and call Cam Newton? Or do you write it out with Chase Daniel and David Blau? Yeah, right. Hook Cam. Let's go. What you got?
So what do I think the Lions are going to do, or what would I do?
What would you do?
What would I do? I haven't been really shocked with anything that Chase Daniel or David Blau has done, which makes me say, let's get Cam in here. Look, dude, Cam Newton's a freak athlete. His throwing motion's a little jacked up for sure, but at the end of the day, like, who's going to give your team the best chance to win out of those 3 guys you just said? I'm going with Cam Newton all day. Now, with that being said, the Lions paid Chase Daniel a pretty fat ticket. So if you go and God forbid something happens to 9, if you go and you bring in Cam Newton after you just paid Chase Daniel to be the backup, I'm going to be pretty heated at that, because now you're doubling down in this situation where you could have not spent that money elsewhere and brought in a guy like Cam Newton. Does that make sense? Now, obviously, Cam Newton,
that makes perfect sense to me.
He wasn't available when you were going out there and signing a backup, but it's like, if that situation did happen and Chase Daniel and David Blau are your guys, and then they go and they bring in Cam Newton, I'm like, dude, what the hell? We just paid Chase Daniel to be the backup, and now you're already being like, no, not a chance. We're going to bring in Cam Newton. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't sound like good financial footwork in my eyes. That's just me, though.
Right. Okay, I mean, like I'm saying, I see my man in the comments say, "Man, you putting bad juju on us." Look, I'm not.
Just for conversation. Just for conversation.
It's just for conversation purposes. Like I said, I knocked on wood before I said it, man. Okay, don't kill me. Dion, what you think about that, man? Would you sign Cam Newton, or would you write it out with Daniel and Blau?
I really
would you
like
go for somebody else?
I don't know who else. I mean, I really like what Hook Cam said. I'm kind of on that. I would kind of go to the fact that I would have to believe that they do believe in Chase Daniel as like a legitimate backup, because they didn't really address that too much last year, and they made that signing, which not everybody was happy about. But I have to believe that they believed that he could step in if he had to. I mean, it wasn't like our offense wasn't great when our quarterbacks went down, but I don't think it was to the point where you couldn't win games last year. We couldn't win games because our defense couldn't stop anybody in the second half. And then Cam Newton, didn't see him a ton last year. Obviously, Chase Daniel, we didn't see him either that much because he's a backup. It's tough. I think Chase Daniel's more familiar with the division, maybe. I don't know. I think I'd rock with Chase Daniel, just thinking that they're kind of believing that guy's going to fit in. Hopefully they didn't just sign him to be just a mentor on the sideline and then to say, okay, we'll get someone else because he can't play for us. So I'd probably rock with Chase Daniel and David Blau, just kind of banking on the fact that they believe that he can take it over and lead this team.
Right. Yeah. I mean, man, that's tough, man. Luke, look, you gotta be nice. First of all, I'm gonna start this by saying, Luke, Whatever you say. Be nice.
I haven't even said nothing.
No, I'm just playing. What you think about this, Luke?
Okay. All right. He said be nice. If the Detroit Lions go and sign Cam Newton, fire everybody. That's my way of being nice. Because it doesn't make sense. The only way you touch Cam Newton is Stafford is out for the season. And even still, I'm being honest with you, even still, what Deion said is right. It wasn't like David Blau played so bad that they couldn't win no games. He played good enough for them to win games. The defense was the problem.
Yeah.
So again, no more excuses. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out who the hell is Dustin Duck. Who is that?
Dustin Duck.
Dustin Duck. Yeah, that was the fourth or fifth quarterback that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they went 8-8. So my attitude is this: if you're going to go out and add a guy like Cam Newton, then as Cam said, why did you pay Chase Daniels? Like if that money you spent on him, tell me that he's supposed to be able to hold the fort down for 9 weeks if need be, with David Blau being the backup. But this whole trying to go get Cam Newton, no, for what? You've been messing around, lost Stafford for 9 weeks, got Cam and lost him for the next 6. And now you still mad. 2 quarterbacks out there dead in the water. Why? Because you added another guy who had more injuries than Matthew Stafford. Cam Newton ain't been helped. That's why he's not on the Panthers. So to me, no on Cam Newton. I don't want to hear no Cam Newton talk. Matter of fact, they better not touch another quarterback. Period. Okay.
All right. I hear you, Luke. You listen. I gotta real quick. Okay, I'm a Cam Newton advocate. Okay, I'm sorry, but I love Cam Newton, man. Like, just because I've seen him his rookie season when he came to Ford Field and the Lions beat him when they came back. They was down. The Panthers was up 17 on the Lions. Me and Ollie was there and a few other people, man. And man, I seen what that man can do on the field, and it just can't be replaced. Like it. Man, I'm telling you, man. I don't know if y'all ever seen Cam Newton live. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen.
I've seen Cam Newton live. I've seen him live.
Man, if you see what he, oh man, why are you doing like that? if you see, man, you see what he do, his aura, just his aura, put you up to start the game 3-0. You know, that's how I feel.
I feel that. But even in the year that he won MVP, and I pointed this out to another one of my buddies who's a huge Cam Newton fan. I said, you realize 9 of those 16 games, he threw for 180 yards or less and like a touchdown or less. And they was like, what do you mean? I said, yeah. And they still won by double digits. That's how good that defense was and how dominant the rushing. Yes. So my thing is this. I think Cam's cool, but the problem is, like, everything Cam can do is the same thing Patrick Mahomes can do. It's just that Patrick Mahomes go through his progressions versus just trying to take off. I've seen games where Cam Newton had people wide open, overthrew them, had people wide open and took off and ran. We don't need that. If we was going to do that, then we shouldn't have signed Chase Daniels. Use that money to go somewhere else. We still need D-line help. We need a prayer at linebacker. God forbid one of them got to get some breath. We in trouble.
I hear you, Luke. I hear you, man. Yeah, man. I mean, what you're saying is right. What you're saying is absolutely right, man. But it's just that, man, I don't know, man. If Cam Newton want to be on my team, man, look, I'm about to send the everything for him. I'm about to send the plane. I'm about to send the limo to pick him up. I'm about to buy him a house. Everything. You can stay here, Cam. You can stay at my house until your house get ready. You know, I mean, wow. Man, I just can't help it, man. I'm sorry. I'm just one of them. I'm one of them. All right, Jim, what you think, man? I got it. If Stafford was to get injured, man, you know, would you ride it out with Blau and Daniel?
I would. And I gotta take this from the perspective of Patricia and Quinn as well. If Stafford goes down again, that buys them an extra year. I really think that. So I don't think they'll bring anyone else in. They'll be like, no, I'm good. Everything's fine. Right. You know, because then at the end of the season, it's like, well, we didn't have Stafford again, so we're gonna need another year, something like that. But,
so you said that's 2 years, Jeff? Because you got 1 year for COVID, And 1 year because the quarterback went down.
Yeah, 2 years.
You know they're gonna use that.
You know that shit. Yeah. So, but that's what I'm thinking. I really do. I wouldn't bring Cam in. That's just my personal opinion. You got Chase Daniel, you got Blau, and I think Blau's pretty good actually. I don't know how many other people think that, but I
agree. I agree.
Yep.
You know, I think he's got some talent. So we'll see what happens, but no, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Yeah. That's Tim.
Okay.
Help me, Tim. Help me.
Okay. All right. I have so many years seen the Lions do just what Jim was saying and Luke was saying. They just stood put once somebody that valuable got hurt. I would bring Cam in because I want to give the Lions the best chance to win. And that's the way I look at football. You got to give them the best. Every game counts. Every game. And I'm not going to put my team, especially if my job's in jeopardy, all right, and my responsibilities to the team, to the fans, is to get a winner out there. I'm going to do the best. No matter if I made a mistake in paying Chase Daniels or not, I'm going to eat that mistake up and just bring in somebody that's going to get me wins. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is wins and losses. And the team that wins and the people that's going to put you in that position is what you want on that field.
Now, Jim,
Jim.
Hold on. Jim, I thought we agreed to not let Tim sniff glue anymore. We agreed. Tim, why? Tim, don't do Tim. Why?
Because Tim is a smart man. He's saying if Stafford get hurt, he's not gonna say, "Oh, the hell with my season." He's gonna go and get the next best thing on the market that he can get. And Daniel and Blau is not it. We all know that. Like, be honest.
Yeah, but they.
Are you confident in Chase Daniel?
No, but I am in David Blau.
He beat us.
I like it, Luke. I like it.
Oh, Dion, where you been at, man?
Oh, I love the David Blau love. I love it.
I'm telling you, listen, David Blau to me showed me there was 3 things that he did that I noticed. I was like, 1, his ability to move in and out that pocket was causing problems for people. I was like, yo, and he doing it while looking down the field. That's 1. 2, he played games well enough to win. The defense is what lost us those games. Like, if you go back and you look at David Blau in the season, he should have had at least 2 or 3 wins on his belt. Easy.
But Luke, okay, if Chase Daniels is there, they're not going to have Blau in there. They're going to put Daniels in before they put Blau anyway. So
I'm cool with that. But guess what? I'm also not burning money or resources on a quarterback who got hurt more than the one that's got hurt now. Like, Cam Newton stay hurt. If it ain't a big toe, it's a big thumb. Either way it go, he gonna be out some kind of way. And I just don't think we should waste money on it. What is it gonna cost us to bring him in for 1 season?
Right.
I don't think Cam is right now at how teams are like overlooking Cam. I don't think he can command that type of price, and he should. I'm gonna tell you right now, he a former NFL MVP. He took his team to the Super Bowl. He should at least get Joe Flacco money, but I don't even think he's gonna get that.
Hold up.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. Did you say Cam Newton took his team to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I
know they had
defense was pretty good that year.
Yeah, they
this is what. Listen, bro.
Look,
9 games.
They had a defense. I know you're gonna have
9 games. 9 games. He threw 1 touchdown or none. I'm talking about he ain't rushed for 1. He ain't throw for 1. 9 games and they went to the Super Bowl. What did he carry? His best game that year, I think, came against the Lions where he had like 5 touchdowns or something like that. That was probably the best he ever did. Like, seriously.
Look, 2 years ago, Jacksonville Jaguars defense was dominating. They didn't make the playoffs. Like 2 years ago, the Buffalo Bills was dominating. They had a good defense, didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, so but the difference is
he taking the Super Bowl. The quarterback got to get some type of credit.
Man, you too gullible, man. You got to start watching this news, man. The news gonna have you lost, man, lost in the sauce.
I
Like-
don't watch the news, man. I watch with my eyes.
Listen, think about this. Think about this. Think about this. I'm finna show you how media do stuff. Okay, I'm finna show you how this works. Before the season, when the last, let me go back. 2019 draft was over. No one had Jeff Okuda as the number one cornerback. No one. Now, one media outlet had him as the number one cornerback. Right. All of a sudden, they make it to the championship game against Clemson, and everybody's like, he's the number one corner. Right. Now, he had already been there prior 2 seasons. So the question becomes, why was this guy getting more hype than the other corners? This is what the media does. The same thing happened with Khalil Mack. When Khalil Mack came out, he didn't get no buzz like that through the season until the draft came. And then all of a sudden, they needed a story, a feel-good story that people could eat up. That Panthers team was so good that they were scoring. They were scoring touchdowns, at least 1 or 2 a game. And so when you have a defense doing that, the quarterback ain't got to be done nothing. You talk about that. The Bears went to the Super Bowl with Rex freaking Grossman. All right, where the hell is Rex Grossman at right now? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I don't like that comparison right now.
I'm just showing you. If your defense can score how those defenses are scoring, your quarterback ain't carrying nothing. I dare a person tell me that Ryan Tannehill carried the Titans. To what? He didn't do nothing. He was a good game manager, but let's be honest, man. Come on, like that's like saying Peyton Manning won the Broncos the Super Bowl, even though he played one of the worst games of his career.
Horrible.
Tim, what you got, man?
All right, we're just gonna have to leave for a second, everybody. Tim, what do you got?
Right. Well,
Help me, Tim.
okay. Well, even Luke said that he's like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you find
No. What I said is, I said, if Patrick Mahomes can do the things that Cam Newton can do. The difference is he learned how to sit in the pocket and not run all the time, whereas Cam Newton takes off and runs for no reason.
All right.
Right.
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
You said you were going to have Cam stay at your house. Is it wheelchair accessible or?
Hey man.
First off, Cam Newton got hurt was the second game of the year, so he should be healthy. Okay, like we should see a full healthy. He missed basically the whole season. He basically had a whole entire year to heal his body. Okay,
as long as Newton and Stafford are not hurt at the same time. That's the right.
And then you go right back to Chase Daniel.
But the thing about Cam Newton is his mobility, because you know how it is with the Lions and protecting against a pass rush. You have a lot of people coming at you, and a lot of people get to that quarterback. So the mobility of Cam Newton is really going to help out too.
Yeah, but what does it say? What does it say when the head coach who drafted him, goes over to another team in Washington? He hits the free agent market, and then he go and trade for the backup, Kyle Allen. What does that say about Cam Newton? What does the head coach know that we're not talking about?
Right.
He believes in the starting QB. That's what he believes in him.
He went. Listen, he went back to the Panthers and traded for Allen to come to the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, he's a good backup.
But Cam Newton was a free agent, and he could have traded for Cam Newton. He knew that they was going to let Cam Newton go for nothing but a bag of chips and a reach around. He didn't do none of that. I mean, seriously, he didn't do none of that.
Right.
Did Cam hurt you in your life, Luke?
I'm just saying. I wouldn't touch Cam Newton. That's just me. I'm just hey.
Luke. Hey, how do we know David Blau won't win the backup role? Like, remember when Josh Johnson came in and then he didn't make even the team? He looked like the backup. How we know David Blau will be the number 2?
See, this is why I love you, Dion. Talk to the people, man. Talk to the people.
Hey, I feel you.
I
mean that is a possibility, though, Dion.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even draft the guy, and that's what Quinn always says he likes to do at the end of the draft. He didn't draft anybody, so I mean, he might have some confidence that possibly he could take that over, and then he's your backup.
Yeah, I think cash. I think money has a lot to do with that. I think Daniels will have more of a chance than Blau will, just because he's the veteran and Blau's a little younger. Plus, they paid him a lot of money to be the backup.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a question. Does anybody know what's the cutoff point before the contract is like you got to at least give him this year's contract? Because I remember when they picked up C.J. Anderson and then they cut him during camp.
Yeah.
What if they did that to Daniel? Like, is he promised that money, or can they cut him at a certain point and not owe him nothing?
Well, they could cut him, but it would still go against their cap.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
That's a lot of money to go against the cap.
Right. Yeah. They overpaid for him. I don't even know what they was thinking.
They got to out.
I mean,
they got to out.
Yeah.
And y'all got to keep in mind too. This is what I realized, and it took me a while to catch this. But think about this: just because that Chase Daniels got that little contract, didn't Quandre Diggs have a bigger contract, and they still traded him?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Devin Kennard, they cut him, even though they saved some money, they cut him too. So contracts don't mean nothing to them. They like, hey, mistake's a mistake, we out.
Right. Yeah, you true. You right.
I'm making them over and over the same mistakes. That's the thing. They just keep making the same mistakes over and over again.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, when you got the 4 pocketbooks, you like, let's write it off. Next. I mean, that's kind of how what I think is going on.
That does hurt the cap, though.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
But you know what? Hey, it's a camp battle, best man win, I guess. But I think they're going to give him every opportunity, is what I'm saying.
But it's with every backup quarterback they have signed for Stafford, it's been basically they just hope that Stafford's going to make. There's never been a true backup that I've been comfortable with that can just step right in.
I like Sean Hill.
Yeah, Sean Hill.
I agree.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But you're right, though. You're right.
Man, that's the last great backup we had, boy. Sean Hill can hold it down long enough for us to survive, and we just
right.
I mean,
Jesus.
Somebody call him up. Somebody call him up. he can do like the replacements, like Keanu Reeves. Somebody call him up.
Hey, we need Dan Orlovsky. Come on, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Orlovsky.
I don't know about that. I don't want that.
Did you say Dan Orlovsky?
I do not want
That's what
that.
he said. I used to call him Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, he's in his right place right now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
As
Hold
long
on.
as he don't run out of bounds, we good. As long as he don't run out the back of the end zone, we good.
He's not.
I thought me and Dion was vibing together. Then he went and said, "Bring back." What just happened?
People love Orlovsky on just like on social media in general. People eat his content up. It's so funny. Like all I can remember
better.
Orlovsky is like Jared Allen chasing him out of the back of the end zone, and I'm like, this is your guy right now. This is your top
man.
Yep.
Can I tell you a funny story about Dan Orlovsky? Okay. So I'm watching. So we look, we watch a lot of cartoons in my house. I got a lot of kids. Okay. So we watching Trolls, right? And my wife goes, I was in the kitchen, right? I'm watching some on ESPN. I'm watching NFL live, right? And Dan Orlovsky was on, right? And then my kids is in the living room watching Trolls. And my wife was like, man, he looked just like what's his name? Oh man, the main troll, the dude, Branch. She's like, he looked just like Branch. So look, I tweeted out Dan Orlovsky. I'm like, my wife said he looked like Branch. You know, Dan tweeted me back.
He hit you back.
Yeah. He was like, oh man, he's like, I love Trolls, man. That's JT. So yeah. He's like, yeah. I was like, I hope you ain't mad because I'm just tweeting out something that my wife said to me. Like, no, I ain't mad, man, because me and my kids watch that all the time. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, see that he got that broadcasting thing on lock, man. I love what he do in the broadcast where he makes sure that Lions are not disrespected. So if you tell me bring Dan Orlovsky back to be like our announcer or something, okay, cool. But you telling me bring Dan Orlovsky back to be the backup, this is where me and Dion part ways because I thought he cared.
Right. Yeah. Man, oh man. But yeah, I'm about to wrap this session up, man. I think we had a good Father's Day discussion, man. I think we all ready to, get back to our families and enjoy the rest of this day, man. And yeah, I had fun, man. I thank everybody who for showing up, because I know a lot of people they don't show up to things that they're supposed to or say they're going to. So Luke G, Jim, Tim, Dion, Hook Cam, man, I thank all of y'all, man, for making this happen, man. Because without y'all, really, I'm just here talking, and we already know I got like 53 subscribers. So
listen. Let me give you a piece of advice, man. Do not. I'm gonna say this again. Do not get caught up in how many subscribers you have. Yeah. Don't do it. There's no reason for it. What you need to do is just focus on what you can control. You can't control who subscribes to you, but you can certainly control you and what you produce. And they'll come when they see what you produce. That's all it boils down to, man. Don't get caught up in trying to keep up with the numbers of this thing. You're never going to conquer YouTube, bro.
Dion did. No,
Dion ain't conquer you. Dion is still considered a blip in the grand scheme of YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm gonna figure this out, man. Oh yeah, let y'all know, man. OMG tailgating with OMG. Hopefully, if all goes well and the season is played, man, I'm gonna tailgate down at the Eastern Market on tailgating with OMG. Me and my cousin Ollie, we're gonna be down there. I'm a sous chef, so the food gonna be off the chain. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hand out samples and all of that. I'm gonna end up taping OMG from there, you know what I'm saying, and doing that and mixing in, with the YouTubes and all of that, man. And yeah, man. So check it out, man. Any last words from my guests?
I don't know about last words.
Right.
Oh wow. Okay.
I got a lot of light
to this. Okay. Right. I didn't mean it like that.
Right.
I didn't mean it like that.
Any last words? Which one for your last meal? I don't want nothing for my last meal. What the hell you mean?
What's your last words? And now he's talking about the last meal here too. So I don't know what's
right.
I'd like to be here tomorrow. But yeah, no, I would like to wish everybody out there a happy Father's Day, you fathers out there. And it's a very special day where we honor fathers for the sacrifices they make, for the things that they do. So really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate everybody at the chat. Thank you, OMG, It's Lions Talk, for having me today. And I really appreciate you guys too. And for Dion and Hook Cam and Luke who came, we appreciate you guys too. Thanks, guys.
Right on. Luke?
Listen, I always try to end the show on a positive note. Today's positive note is Happy Father's Day. Understand that being a dad is not a decision. It is a responsibility. It is not a right of way. It is the blood pact that you made when you decided to be to put that child inside of the woman that you was with. Your role as father never shall waver at any point in time. And if you remember that, then I promise you that you will be honored for every day of your life, every second, every minute, and thereafter. So make sure that you are making sure that the kids know that you love them. Have fun. Check out my latest Father's Day video where I have fun with both my boys. And as always, make sure you subscribe to OMG, It's Lions Talk, and don't be no chump, please. Please do your research.
Right on. Dion.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you having me, bro. OMG, It's Lions Talk. Hey, I'll come on whenever. It was really fun. I'll come on whenever you want me on. And yeah, hey, man, you'll be fine. You'll grow. We'll get you out there. We'll make sure everybody follows you because you do some good work. Jim and Tim, Luke G, it's good to talk to you guys again. And Hook Cam,
yes, sir.
Man. So I appreciate you coming on here. Appreciate you guys having me. I love doing these. And yeah, happy Father's Day, everybody.
Hey, appreciate it.
Right.
Appreciate it. Notice he say nothing about notice he say nothing about Dan Orlovsky, so I'm proud of him.
Oh man, he gonna kill you on that one. He gonna kill you on that one. Oh man, Coach Hook Cam.
Yes, sir.
What's
Yeah.
up?
First and foremost, thanks for having me on, and happy Father's Day. My old man is absolutely one of my biggest role models. Absolutely love that man to death. Gave him a call today. So everybody, obviously I don't have any kids, so if you're a kid out there, make sure you tell your father happy Father's Day. Tell him you love him. It goes a long way. But you know what? Thanks for having me on. I absolutely love doing live shows with you guys. So anytime you need anything, I'm here, man.
Support.
All right, yeah, and that's gonna be the discussion today. And you already know how I'm gonna end this. It's OMG, it's Lions Talk. I'm your boy Mike Jones. Peace.